Hey, what is up everyone? In this video, I wanted to talk about how you can start wholesale on Amazon FBA in as little as 7 steps. And I really want to emphasize on the fact that I do not recommend any beginner or anyone with zero Amazon FBA experience to move into wholesale directly, just because it is not as beginner friendly. It requires more cash. And if you make a mistake, you cannot go back on it. So obviously with arbitrage, it's good to, number one, run up your cash, make a couple $1,000 every month, and to learn the ropes, the ins and outs of selling on Amazon first before really committing into moving into wholesale. But obviously, I do recommend any seller who has been selling for a couple months now, they are beginning to make some money on Amazon and they're becoming more serious about it, to move into wholesale, right? Most of my money, I generated $4.5 million in sales on Amazon, and my first million was through arbitrage. And after that, the next 3.5 mil was through wholesale. So the bulk of my money really came from wholesale. But these are the 7 steps that I took, or 7 essential steps that I took in order to start and succeed on wholesale. And before we get started, if you find any value in this video, which I guarantee you will, please like and subscribe for more content just like this. And feel free to follow my Instagram. So the first step is you need to incorporate or start an LLC if you're in United States. And incorporation is for people located in Canada, because I'm located in Canada. To start your Amazon business or just to open an Amazon account, you really need to incorporate or start an LLC. So majority of you guys already have this set up, so it should not be too big of an issue. So the second step that you really need is to open up a professional email address. And what I mean by that is you cannot send emails and you cannot outreach to distributors, suppliers, and brands that you find by using a @gmail.com domain. You really need a professional email. So for example, Jeffrey@FBAnavigator.com, something like that. And to start that, you can register a domain through Google Workspace. It's like $40 a month. It's very useful. My professional work domain is registered under Google Domains, so I recommend it. The best part about this is if you have a team of VAs, you can also, I think, like pay an additional $10 a month or something to open up another professional email for them. So you can outreach, you can manage all your sales, your invoices, accounts payable, account receivables through separate emails, and have a primary email and VA emails. So Google Workspace is really, really good. The third step is to open up a phone number. So the reason why you want a phone number is because when you send out emails, you need to create a signature line, right? So a signature line would be your name, your position, your company name, company website, and even phone number. So what you could do is either use a personal phone number and attach that to your signature on your email, or you can use a provider such as OpenPhone or justcall.io. I will provide the links in the description below. And the reason why you want to do that is as you send up a lot of emails, sometimes these brands, distributors, or suppliers will ring you up. And the issue that I ran into was when I first started, I used my personal number and I couldn't differentiate between spam calls, business calls, and personal calls. So that was the issue I began running into. And I'm sure you guys will run into that issue very, very quickly if you guys send out a moderate amount of emails every single day. So I really recommend using a provider such as Just Call or OpenPhone to set up a phone number to prevent all of this inconvenience. It is, I think, like $10 a month, so nothing terrible. So this isn't really a must-have, but it's good to have if you have some extra money and you plan on sending out emails in mass volume. The next step, for step 4, is to have minimum $5,000 available. And the reason why I always say that as well is because a lot of wholesale and distributors, they do not ship you orders unless there's a MOQ. So MOQ is a minimum order quantity or minimum price for the order. And a lot of it is either $1,000, $1,500, or even $2,000. Sometimes it's $5,000. So that's the main difference between arbitrage and wholesale. So with arbitrage, you can purchase 10 items for like $80 total, right? But with wholesale, it's very unlikely that you will be able to place an order with the distributor for $80. You have to really have, or you have to have a moderate spending. And to have that, you need some money saved up. So minimum $5,000. The more, the better. Ideally, 10 grand works really, really well. So which is why I also recommend to start with arbitrage, run your money up, do it for a couple months, save up like $10,000, 15, even 20 grand, and you can successfully move into wholesale. The fifth step is to research wholesale brands. So there's many ways to do this. I teach 12 different methods, and one of the methods that I publicly talk about is using Smart Scout and storefront stalking, right? So I made a video on this. So if you don't know, or if you haven't watched it, feel free to watch my previous videos on how to find and reach out to wholesalers. But use Smart Scout because you will be able to identify a lot of brands and a lot of sellers near you who are also doing the wholesale model. So you can essentially find free leads with minimal effort. And the other strategy is storefront stalking. So once you find certain quote unquote wholesale brands, you can go on the listing and look at other sellers who are also selling those brands and go from there and go down a very deep rabbit hole. And you will not run out of brands. You will not run out of distribution leads, wholesale leads for a very, very long time. I've been doing this strategy for over a year now, and I still have not ran out. And I do this every single day, guys. So, this method is truly very, very effective. And I really recommend you guys do it as well. So the sixth step is to find the decision maker. And what I mean by decision maker is someone in a company, someone in the brand or the wholesale company or distributor company. They are like a head of sales, VP of sales, or sales manager or account manager, someone who is responsible for opening up wholesale accounts within that company. You do not want to send an email to customer service. You can if you cannot find any information, but that's the last thing to do. The first thing you want to do is just to find the person in charge. And the way you would go about finding this person is by using LinkedIn, or you could pay a premium and use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You could also use Casper.io, and all of these softwares, they scrape information. They find the exact decision maker, someone who will actually help you. You really have to spend a lot of time researching into that company and finding the sales rep or the person, like I said, quote unquote, decision maker. But this is essential because you don't want to waste your time reaching out to customer service or reaching out to someone like on the marketing team or accounting team, someone who has nothing to do with opening up wholesale accounts. So step 7 is reaching out via email and phone call. I also have a video on this on how you can outreach to suppliers in a very effective way. So feel free to watch that video if you haven't already. But essentially, the main takeaway from everything when you reach out is not to explicitly say you're an Amazon seller. If they point blank ask you if you sell on Amazon, then yes, you should tell them the truth. Do not lie, because there are consequences and that can lead to account suspension in the future. But don't say it unless you have to. Just simply say you're a retail store, you're a distributor, sub-distributor, something like that. And you really want to buckle down in a niche. So either grocery, health and beauty, tools. Buckle down on a niche and look into it and call yourself a retailer if you need to. But in your email, you want to, keep it to the point. You want to just tell them what you want and where you're located. You do not need to go into your life story. You don't have to tell them where you're born, where you're from, all of that. Like I said, do not mention you sell on Amazon, and just sound professional. And what I mean by sound professional is don't use any slang, use proper grammar, as well as maybe even think about asking questions, right? And some of these questions would be more on the quote unquote professional questions. So you can ask questions such as, what is the account application process? What are the shipping logistics looking like? So you want to ask questions like that where it makes you sound more professional. It makes you sound like you have a lot of experience, a lot of skin in the game. So things like that, these sales managers or the VP of sales, the decision maker, they really pick up on. So you really want to use a lot of these keywords and terms and leverage them to open up wholesale accounts with them. But once you do that, everything's very simple. You might not get a response on the first email, so you want to consistently follow up. Statistically, I believe it takes like 5 or 6 follow-ups before you even get a response or a genuine response. So follow up 5 to 6 times. If not, also phone call them. You could definitely scrape their phone number through using LinkedIn Sales Navigator or even Casper. So also remember to do that. But other than that, like I said, these are just the steps to successfully open up wholesale accounts, right? Within wholesale, there's many different moving parts, such as the logistical side of things, and then how you sound professional, as well as how you find the products, how you negotiate. There's many aspects of it, and I plan on covering all of this in later videos if I haven't covered them already. So if you find this video valuable, and I know you did, Feel free to like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and book a call with me where we could jump on a call and discuss perhaps a mentorship where I could be your guidance and your mentor and help you get to, well, the goal is to get you to 10K in 60 days or less. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.